alone and together at the same time, breathing the same air. This is how I wanted to know her. Nah, we ain't perfect, but we ain't bad either. We're good. We have a whole bunch of good imperfections, all these things that you can sink your teeth into. She tastes sweet. Sweetest I have ever had. My homeboy, 15 years my senior, keeps telling me, yo, Flaco, they get sweeter. Nah, I'll have to see it to believe it. She turns her back to me. Her long, beautiful spine and pale, soft skin. She puts on her clothes and she leaves the room. I think if walking away can be an art, then maybe so can staying. So can prayer. I read somewhere that I'm supposed to walk clockwise around sacred objects. You see, I have this thing where I'm addicted to self-help. Things like 10 ways to be creative in the morning, 7 things that successful people do, 9 things for a better life. So I decide to walk around her counterclockwise. I invite myself over to her and I say, let me walk around you in circles. I'm going to walk around you in circles, Nena. From left to right, over and over again like a pendulum. And as I circle her, I explain, you see, in Nepal, this is what they do around the sacred. I'm not sure why yet, because I stopped reading after I had the idea to make you sacred. She doesn't get it. She doesn't think it's cute. Funny, she won't even look at me. She whispers, please stop. So I escape and I run away again. I howl like Lear. I howl at the moon. Come on! Why can't I do it right? Come on, that was a fucking really nice gesture. Who else makes you sacred? Fuck! I howl at the winds and the storm. Some might call me crazy, but what soul isn't without a little bit of Lear? Vain, foolish, out on a limb, desperate, crying to a storm, needing others to restore us. God, sometimes I fail so thoroughly. I live in this gap of the person I want to be and my failure to live up to it. I allowed myself to betray the best of myself, and that's what's hard to live with. And so I start meditating. Again. I'm starting to sense a theme here. I'm convinced I can become a monk, an artist monk. I can learn how to be alone. I'm great at being alone, I tell myself. And then I read this story about how Zen arrived in Tibet as a wedding gift. That these 2 princesses each brought with them an unusual dowry, a statue of a Buddha. These 2 remarkable women are known as the matriarchs of Buddhism. Are you kidding me? It was women we did this for? This whole thing was for women. Women brought us peace. Women brought us a model for the entire universe, a universe built on love. Women brought us enlightenment. Fuck. So I run to her. I run to tell her this story about how women are vital to peace. How women know you, Nena, you're why I sit. You get it? You're why I want to be better. I don't want to be simply alone. I want to be alone with you at the same time. All of it will crumble like a sandcastle, grain by grain, and my spine will collapse like a tower of pebbles, and what a relief, you know? Say something, Nena. Why don't you say something? Okay, in India, they believe that poetry regulates the emotions and helps order society, so I wrote you this poem. Fuck India. Fuck you and your stupid poems. Fuck you and your articles. Fuck you and the power of now. Fuck you and all your books. You worry too much about happiness. No. You just worry too much. Nigga, your life is not a self-improvement project. Get over yourself. You left me, that's it. There is no secret other than that. Regulate that with your fucking poem. Everything will be alright, I tell myself. I'm already alright. Me, who is constantly striving, always hungry, always striving. I will take whatever will bring me closer to the part of myself that is never anxious, never afraid. I will take it by any means necessary. So would anyone. What does she know, right? That's why there are 84 million pieces of scripture dedicated to happiness. This is why we congregate and chant and fuck and drink and sleep and pray and hope and have performance night and come to EGS. We all want to be happy. You want to be at ease in the world. Right? You want to be comfortable in your own skin. No more death, no more weakness, no more worry, no more fear. I want to tell her, I'm just working my shit out. I like to think it's healthy. I can feel my mind wanting to release a kind of wanting, a subtle wanting, the wanting of more, the wanting of better concentration, the wanting of even wanting the calm, the wanting of an easier breath. I want that I don't want. Things look stable, but Lord knows they're not. Nothing is. It's all a heart growing weaker, a body crumbling and dying. We aren't living, we are dying. It is just a daily process of dying. So please, do not think of my constant search for happiness as a kind of addiction. This sense of control may ultimately be an illusion, yes, but Nena, please. Underneath all my pleasure is a dark current of suffering flowing like a river, polluting everything with the stench of an insatiable hunger and fear I cannot afford to acknowledge because it would make my present life intolerable. And then I'll hit that wall, you know that wall that no one and nothing, no book, no podcast can prepare you for? The wall we all have to hit if we're to do anything. And then I lose it all and I end up under a freeway with a woman named Conchita eating cat food. Nena, I am human. I cry, I lose my temper, I tremble with fear, I'm warm, I cold, I weep, I shout, I know I can do better than my conditioned behavior often shows, I want to avoid harm and ill choices as much as possible, and I feel shame when I fall short, and I am pained by my mistakes, and I want to say, I don't know, I'm sorry, and I was wrong. Wow. Chris, calm down. Just calm down. Love yourself and you stop trying so hard. Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe life isn't about getting what we want. Maybe life isn't about happiness. Life is about how we love with what we are given. Like life. We are given life. Life, it's this constant unmasking. It's a peeling off of layer after layer after layer of mask. It involves insult after insult. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Life. Even this. She was right. It doesn't really matter how happy I am. Ooh.